When's the last time you were the happiest? I don't mean when life was the easiest or when life was the most comfortable, but when's the last time you were the happiest? This is a question that I was asking myself as I was walking on the treadmill last week. And it's crazy because I go through these seasons sometimes where I recognize that on paper, life is good. And in many ways, I'm right where I wanted to be. And in many ways, the life that I get to experience right now is like made up of a lot of the things that I used to dream of. And yet, at times, there can be a disconnect between that reality and my ability to feel happy about it. And it ebbs and flows. I'm not saying that I'm an unhappy person or, you're an unhappy person if you can relate to this, but I do think that there is an opportunity there when we ask ourselves the question, when were you the happiest? So when I asked myself that question, a few things came to mind for me. The first one was graduating from boot camp. That was such a happy time because we all started at zero, right? We all had the same point A. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we had gotten ourselves into. And we knew that the next several weeks are going to be some of the most difficult things that we had ever pushed through, right? And then not everyone makes it to the end, but for the majority of the group that makes it to the end, we get to have this moment, this moment of we did it, we made it, we pushed through, we helped each other out. When we thought that we couldn't push anymore, we pushed again. We saw something through and we completed something bigger than ourselves, like we transcended ourselves in a way. And even just reflecting on that, I started to feel the shift in my body, like I was really happy. And so I was thinking, how do I recreate some of that? What was it even about that made me feel happy? So if you're feeling like you've been maybe stuck in a rut, or maybe you've been feeling uninspired or unmotivated, or maybe you can just recognize like you're not necessarily feeling anything lately and there's a little bit of a numbness that's lingering. I would encourage you to think back to when you were the happiest, and I would challenge you to take on a new challenge. So that's what I'm doing. For the next 6 months, I've committed to posting 3 times a week on this YouTube channel. But I didn't commit to do it by myself. I got 5 other people to do it with me, and we all put money on the line. And we'll see who makes it to the end. And the reason I'm doing this is because I recognize that YouTube is something that a part of me has always wanted to do. And I'll admit that I've found, convenient reasons not to. I don't believe that I have all of the answers. I don't always believe that anyone should really listen to me. Even giving you advice in this video right now, sometimes I feel like, who am I to give other people advice? I'm so aware of the fact that everyone on the internet acts like they've got everything figured out and that they have all of the answers. And it's so easy to swipe on our phones and be like, oh, so and so just had another trip to Bali. So and so just had their second baby. And everyone looks like they've got it all figured out. And so sometimes I'm like, you know what? Everyone's got it all figured out. Why do I even need to make a video and talk about anything? But I keep coming back to this itch or this desire to make videos, to hopefully connect with someone on the other screen. And I know that I personally have been so grateful for the people that I've watched on YouTube over the years and that I've gotten to really connect with, that have had a positive impact on my life, and maybe they felt like that video wasn't a good video, or it wasn't worth putting out. So maybe I can do the same. I don't know, but I'm hoping that I can. And so with doing this YouTube challenge, my hypothesis is that come the end of the 6 months, I'm going to be so glad that I did it, and I'm going to find those elements of happiness, those some of those past conditions that created happiness for me. Maybe that's the case for you. Maybe when you're really challenging yourself, maybe when you're really pushing towards a goal, or you have to push, you have to overcome yourself. Maybe that's where you'll find happiness. Maybe that's how you'll break out of your rut. Maybe that's what will get your creativity flowing again. I know for me, this is my first video of the challenge, and I'll be honest, it's been a little bit difficult as I've sat here, for the past, I don't know, maybe an hour trying to think through what I'm going to say on this video, and why should I even make it, and why should anyone even watch it? And I guess that is all part of the process and part of the journey. When I think back to boot camp, there were so many moments where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I can keep going. And I felt like I was honestly failing. And there would be times where I was failing and I was being told that I was failing, but that was part of the point. I had to grow. I had to become someone different, and that required challenge and pushing through. And I'm so glad that I did it. And when I think about other people that I've seen in those truly infectious, happy moments, there was a series of moments that they strung together leading up to that happy moment that, of course, involved some sort of challenge. That, of course, involved them really growing through something and having people to share those moments with, but also the happy moment with. So I'm excited to see what me and this collective of 6 people does over the next 6 months on YouTube. And I hope that you'll follow me on this journey if this resonated with you at all. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.